drills, tough talk? What's the
Well,
two
tough
big-
talk doesn't do us any good. We've got to do a better job all phases of the game. The toughness things, the rebounding, we've got to get better there. Defensively, we haven't got the stops that we've needed. We had a bad week, and but we did not prepare for that, and that's my fault. I talked about the fundamentals defensively, and I just haven't put them in good enough fundamentally defensive position to make good plays, and so we've all got a lot of work. It's their fault. It's my fault. We've got to do a much better job, and been talking about that for 6-7 weeks here, and it's come through now, and you just got to try to get it worked out. And it's not going to be easy. We got to go on the road for 3 games here, and obviously a big test Sunday. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us.
From what you've seen from the Pac-12, where would you rank Collier, Moreland, Brandt among kind of big guys?
Well, it's hard to say, but all of those guys are very talented. They've got big physical experienced, all 3 of them. So the 3 of them are very good players, play very physical, all can score in different ways. So it's a good trio to have.
Coach, can you talk a little about Roberto's threat in terms of coming off the screens and shooting? If you go underneath, he can pull it from deep.
Well, he's getting 21 a game, and in conference play, he's shooting 58% from 3. I think he's 10 for 18 in conference play. So, he's always been a threat. Offensively, he's got tremendous confidence in his game. He can get his baskets in a lot of ways, get to the rim. I think he leads the league in free throws attempted. So he's getting fouled. He's shooting threes good. He's just an offensive player.
I don't know if you saw it, but Craig Robinson had some kind of pointed comments about the 5th-year transfer rule yesterday. Just kind of in general, do you have a thought about the rule or any response when you hear coaches criticize
I have. I don't know what he said. I don't. Everybody's got a right to their opinion. I don't know. I have no idea what he said. I have no idea what his opinion is. He's got a right to it, but I don't really care.
He pointed out that it's kind of tough to recruit those guys within the rules because you're not supposed to contact until they're released. Have you found that's tricky? Or
well, I have no idea what he was talking about. The people who've been 5th year with us have contacted us. So, he's, like I said, I have no idea what he said, so I don't want to comment on it. But it's been pretty easy, for us.
The rule has obviously benefited you guys. That aside, do you think it's a good thing for college basketball in general?
It's a little hard for coaches, I think, sometimes to sit and lose players. I understand that, but coaches move. Our society moves a little bit. I think players move is just a little bit of a reflection of that. I don't make the rules. I try to coach and get the players that'll fit here at the University of Oregon and fit into our program. So, those guys have done a good job for us. So.
Coach, you had your chance, at least against Stanford, to win in the last few seconds. Is that a matter of confidence, or are you sensing there's some question about confidence among the players? And so what?
Well, I think anytime you lose, there's you always get shaken a little bit, but we've won enough. I don't think there's any serious problems there.
How impressed have you been with Jonathan shooting this year?
Jonathan's hit some big shots for us. He shot the ball much better. He's stepped into him with rhythm. He's done a good job of shooting the ball.
What do you think has been the big key with him improving this year?
Put a lot of work in. There's no shortcut on being a better shooter. You got to take good shots and put a lot of work in, and he's done that.
And there seems to be a correlation between teams that have a lot of possessions on offense and they're poor defense on the other end. Do you ever feel like how fast your offense plays kind of paints your defense into a corner? Or
well, it puts us on the defense a lot more. But I think you always go by defensive field goal percentage. Points allowed sometimes it is not a good indicator because of the speed of the game. But your defensive field goal percentage, I think, is a much better indicator. And that's where, you know, in the last 4 games, you know, our conference, we're 49% given up. So, you know, it does make a lot more defensive possessions, but I think offensive possessions and more possessions is good for us. You know, but I'm just really upset with our defensive field goal percentage, as our team is, because we've given up a lot of easy baskets. And, again, that's as much my fault as it is theirs.
Are you going to put in changes? You have a week now, which is maybe only 1 or 2 times this season you're going to have a whole week of practice. Are you going to put in any changes in this week?
Not really. We're going to try to do everything a heck of a lot better than what we've been doing, but no major changes.
Considering changing the starting lineup or the rotation at all?
You know, that I don't know. We've got guys sick, and, you know, so we'll see how the rest of the week of practice goes. But, you know, I'm not looking to make changes, if that's your question. It just we'll put guys out there that had a good week of practice. We feel like, you know, starting is important to the players, but, you know, it's not that important to us.
Last year you guys lost 3 straight and rebounded pretty well. Have you pointed to that experience to your guys? Obviously,
well, I think the vets, you know, I mentioned the vets, hey, fellas, we've been here before, and, you know, most teams will go through it. You know, at some point in time in the season, it's a long season, 30 games. We haven't been an undefeated team since '76, so most teams go through it. But we've hit a tough spot here. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, it's going to test our character and test our leadership on the team, and hopefully our guys will respond well.